TCA cycle. Do the heading TCA cycle. TCA cycle, alternative name Krebs cycle, according to the scientist name. Remember that. Why Krebs cycle? Because the scientist name who discovered this one, it's a Hans Krebs. That's why this is a Krebs cycle. Okay. Why TCA? TCA full form tricarboxylic acid. That's why it's a TCA, tricarboxylic acid cycle. Now remember that after the glycolysis, what we have seen, glucose molecule participate during the glycolysis, and after the entire of the process, 2 molecule of pyruvic acid produce. Is it or not?
Yes, sir.
2 molecule of pyruvic acid produce. That is a glycolysis. Now entire of the TCA cycle will start from 1 molecule of pyruvic acid. Pyruvic acid. How much carbon is present in pyruvic acid? 3. Remember that. Pyruvic acid is a 3 carbon number. For TCA cycle, carbon number is very much important. Remember that. In glycolysis, there was no such carbon elimination or addition. But in TCA cycle, carbon number is very much important for us. So, pyruvic acid with the 3 carbon, pyruvic acid get converted into acetyl-CoA. Acetyl-CoA. CoA means coenzyme A. If you don't know, please write down. CoA stands for coenzyme A. Okay. Now, acetyl-CoA carbon number C2 carbon. Acetyl-CoA carbon number C2 carbon. Acetyl-CoA joined with oxaloacetic acid. Oxaloacetic acid carbon number C4. Here carbon number is very much vital. So C4 oxaloacetic acid combined with C2 acetyl-CoA to form citric acid. Remember that this citric acid is the first stable product of this pathway. Citric acid is the first stable product of this pathway. That's why this pathway, also known as citric acid cycle. So there are 3 names for this particular pathway. Either tricarboxylic acid. So why this is known as a tricarboxylic acid cycle? Because this citric acid has 3 COOH group. 3 COOH group. That's why this is known as a tricarboxylic acid. Citric acid get converted into alpha keto glutaric acid. Alpha ketoglutaric acid. Next pathway, alpha ketoglutaric acid get converted into succinyl CoA. Succinyl CoA, coenzyme A. CoA stands for coenzyme A. Succinyl CoA get converted into succinic acid. Succinyl CoA get converted into succinic acid. Succinic acid get converted into fumaric acid. Fumaric acid get converted into malic acid. malic acid get converted into oxaloacetic acid. Carbon number in that pathway is very, very important. In the class, you can easily recall. Pyruvic acid carbon number C3 carbon. Acetyl-CoA carbon number C2 carbon. Now, acetyl-CoA is C2 combined with the oxaloacetic acid C4. So, C4 plus C2 is equal to C6. Citric acid. Why this is called as a citric acid cycle? Because this is the first stable product of this pathway. This kind of 1 marks question asked. The first stable product of the TCA cycle is citric acid. Citric acid has 3 COOH group in its structure. That's why this cycle is also called as a tricarboxylic acid cycle. This citric acid get converted into alpha ketoglutaric acid. Its carbon number C5. Succinyl-CoA carbon number C4. Here succinic acid carbon number C4. Fumaric acid carbon number C4. Malic acid carbon number C4. So if you just check it very carefully, C3 get converted C2. C2 is bundle up with C4 to form C6. C6 to C5. C5 to C4. Now it's continued. Clear? Sir. This is the pathway. Now the very important section. C3, carbon number 3 get converted into carbon number 2. So obviously, what will be happen with the extra carbon? That extra carbon will be liberated as a carbon dioxide. C3 component get converted into C2. So one extra carbon get liberated as a carbon dioxide. Same happen here. C6 to C5, extra carbon liberated as a carbon dioxide. C5 to C4, extra carbon liberated as a carbon dioxide. So in entire of the TCA cycle, please be careful. If one pyruvic acid participate, 3 molecule of carbon dioxide produce. So one glucose molecule produce and form how many molecule of pyruvic acid? 2 molecule. So whatever I am discussing here, it's with 1 molecule of pyruvic acid. Understand that? Actually, whatever the food we consume in the form of glucose, if glucose break down, 2 molecule of pyruvic acid produce. Whatever the pathway I am discussing here, 1 molecule of pyruvic acid. So ultimately, from 1 glucose molecule, how many molecule of carbon dioxide release? If one pathway of TCA cycle give rise 3 molecule of carbon dioxide, so obviously 2 pathway will be done here, 6 molecules. Remember that. 1 glucose breakdown, 6 molecule of carbon dioxide produce. Remember that. Not 3, 6. Clear? So if we take 1 molecule of glucose, 6 molecule of carbon dioxide will be produced at the end of the entire pathway. Remember that this is I am talking about aerobic respiration. Aerobic respiration means glycolysis and TCA cycle. Clear? Pyruvic acid get converted into acetyl-CoA. During this time, from pyruvic acid, hydrogen ion get removed. Who is the hydrogen receiver? NAD+. NAD+ will receive the hydrogen, then it will get reduced and will form NADH plus H+. If they receive the hydrogen, as we have seen, if they receive the hydrogen, so it will be a reduced form. Same stage will be here. Whenever citric acid get converted into alpha ketoglutaric acid, same it will receive NAD+. NAD+ will come, will receive the hydrogen, it will be reduced into NADH plus H+. Same here. When alpha ketoglutaric acid get converted into succinyl-CoA, here also hydrogen removed. Hydrogen receiver is NAD+, will receive the hydrogen and will get converted into NADH plus H+. Clear? Understand? When the malic acid get converted into oxaloacetic acid, same happen, hydrogen removed, receiver NAD+, get reduced into NADH plus H plus. Clear? So these are the areas where NAD plus come, receive the hydrogen, thereby it get reduced into NADH plus H plus. When the succinic acid get converted into fumaric acid, when the succinic acid get converted into fumaric acid, here also hydrogen removed. But the problem is here as a hydrogen receiver, NAD cannot come. So who will come? FAD comes. FAD plus come. It get reduced into FADH plus H plus. So write down what is the full form of FAD. Flavin. NAD plus full form nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide. Adenine. So question will maybe arise in your mind that in other places NAD came, but why here FAD? Because understand that nicotinamide and flavin structure is completely different. Here flavin can bind, but nicotinamide cannot bind here. That's why flavin come to receive the hydrogen. Clear? One of the exceptional stage. Here question comes in the NEET paper. This area is called as a substrate level phosphorylation. When the succinyl-CoA get converted into succinic acid, during that time GDP, G for guanine, guanine diphosphate combine with the inorganic phosphate to form guanine triphosphate. Understand this very carefully. Whatever we are talking about here, it's only from one molecule of pyruvic acid. Last day from glycolysis, in glycolysis what we have observed, that one molecule of glucose, if participate, then it will form two molecule of pyruvic acid. This is the step for glycolysis, two molecule of pyruvic acid. But what we have done? We have done the TCA cycle with one molecule of pyruvic acid. So one molecule of pyruvic acid give rise how many molecule of NADH? How many molecule? 1, 2, 3, 4. So if we calculate from two molecule of pyruvic acid, then how many molecule of NADH plus H plus will be produced? 8. So 8 molecule of NADH plus H plus. Clear or not? Because the calculation is coming from two molecule. Now how many molecule of carbon dioxide? How many molecule of carbon dioxide? 6. 6 molecule of carbon dioxide. Because here 3 molecule produce, but the entire calculation will be calculated from 1 molecule of glucose, that means 2 molecule of pyruvic acid. How many molecule of GTP? How many molecule of GTP? 2. 2 molecule of GTP. How many molecule of FADH? 2. So 2 molecule of FADH plus H plus. Clear? Okay. Understand or not? So this is the entire of the aerobic respiration. This is entire of aerobic respiration. So aerobic respiration have glycolysis. Glycolysis gives us, what is the ultimate product of the glycolysis? 4 ATP minus 2 ATP. Remember that. And 2 molecule of NADH plus H plus. This is the ultimate of the glycolysis. Last day we have seen that the glycolysis actually produce 4 molecule of ATP minus 2 ATP. I can easily write that 4 minus 2, so 2 ATP will come. But at the end of the day, what is actually happening, that we have to remember. 4 molecule is the gross product, gross number of ATP. 2 ATP get invested. So net number is 4 minus 2 is equal to 2. Clear? 2022 NEET question. Remember that. The question actually asks only from glycolysis. So in glycolysis, how many ATP will be produced? 4 minus 2 is equal to 2. Clear? So sir, we have to retain 8 molecule of ATP. Check last day. Check last day. How many ATP we have formed? 8. So what is the 8 calculation? Because we have calculated this one also. Because 1 NADH is equal to 3 ATP. 1 NADH is equal to 3 ATP. So 2 NADH is equal to 6 ATP. So 6 plus 2 is equal to 8 ATP. Clear? That is the last day calculation. Okay or not? Be careful about something. What is ATP? ATP is called as the energy currency. ATP is called as energy currency, direct energy. Now, in Imperial, you can pay by cash. Clear? Currency means direct cash. Or you can submit the check. Understand like that. Now, if you are paying by cash, on the same day, we will go for biryani party.
Yes, sir.
So with the same amount, with the cash, can I pay in the counter? In the shop I can pay? Obviously I can pay. But the same, let's say you have deposited 10,000 cash. We can take the cash and we can pay them. But you have paid the same value by check. So if I take the check and go to the shop, the shopkeeper will say, what they will suggest? Cash. How? I told them that I do not have cash. Take the check. So what they will suggest during that time? Go to the bank, deposit the check, convert to the cash. Understand or not?
Yes, sir.
Let's say the Axis Bank is located in Dimapur where? City Tower? Nearby? City Tower? So here is also same. Here is also the concept is same. What is the bank? Here the bank is located within the mitochondria. Clear or not? Within the mitochondria the bank is located. Clear?
Yes.
We have to submit the check into the bank. Bank will convert this into cash. So what are the check format? This is check. This is check. So please write down 1 NADH plus H plus equals to 1 NADH plus H plus is equal to 1 molecule of NADH plus H plus is equal to 3 ATP. Remember that. So where it will be get converted in the bank. So what is the name of the bank here? Electron transport system. Remember that. Location is mitochondria. But what is the name? Like the Axis Bank. So here what is the name? You can't say Axis Bank. Electron transport chain. That is the name of the bank. Where is it located? Electron transport chain within the mitochondria. Location is within mitochondria. Name of the bank is electron transport chain. So whenever this 1 NADH2 molecule will give rise, the value of 1 molecule is 3 ATP. So same, 1 molecule of FADH plus H plus is 2 ATP. The value of 1 molecule of GTP, is 1 ATP. Remember that. Same value, equal value. Clear?
Sir.
Now write down. You tell me how many molecule of ATP generate. What is the end product after this aerobic respiration? Aerobic respiration, why we will run within our body? That is a product. Now convert this into cash. This is the ultimate game. Now convert this into cash. Convert this. 8 molecule of NADH plus H plus means how many molecule of ATP? 1 molecule give rise 3 ATP. So 8 molecule means 24. Calculate. And tell me how much will come. See, so 8 molecule of NADH. So 1 molecule is 3 ATP. So multiplied by 3 ATP. So how much will come? 24 ATP. Here 2 GTP. So 2 GTP means because GTP equal to ATP. So 2 ATP. Here 2 FADH. 1 molecule will give rise 2 molecule ATP. So here 4 ATP. So how much ATP will form at the end? 24 plus 4, 28 plus 2, 30. 30 ATP. 30 ATP from where? 2 molecule of pyruvic acid. 2 molecule of pyruvic acid will give rise how many ATP? 30 ATP. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Understand?
Yes, sir.
So 2 molecule of pyruvic acid will give rise 30 ATP. Complete aerobic respiration. So complete aerobic respiration stands for glycolysis plus TCA cycle. Remember that. So what are the molecule forms? So how many molecule of CO2? 6 molecule of CO2 plus. What are the product form we are talking about here? 6 molecule of CO2 plus how many molecule of NADH₂? How many molecule of NADH₂? Complete I am talking about glycolysis and TCA cycle in combined. How many? 10. 10 NADH₂. Because 2 NADH, I am writing NADH plus H plus as a NADH₂. Remember that. So 2 NADH₂ form in glycolysis, 8 form in TCA cycle. So total is 10 plus how many molecule of FADH₂? 2 molecule of FADH₂. How many molecule of GTP? How many molecule of GTP? 2 molecule of GTP. How many molecule of ATP? 4 ATP minus 2 ATP. I am writing this intentionally, understand that. I am writing this 4 minus 2 intentionally because question usually comes from here. During glycolysis, how many molecule of ATP directly produce? If you check the glycolysis pathway, direct ATP production gross number is 4, investment is 2, so 4 minus 2 is equal to 8 ATP. Clear or not? 4 minus 2 is equal to 2 ATP. Clear? Understand? Now check here how much will form. What is the ultimate product? Ultimate here, convert this. 10 NADH₂ will form how many ATP? 30 ATP. 2 FADH₂ will form how many ATP? 4 ATP. 2 GTP will form how many ATP? 2. 4 minus 2 will be 2 ATP. So what is the ultimate number? 30 plus 4 plus 4, 38 ATP. So complete aerobic respiration give rise 38 ATP. Complete aerobic respiration give rise 38 ATP. Remember that. That is a complete aerobic respiration. Complete aerobic respiration give rise 38. So all the molecule number you guys have to remember. How many molecule of CO2? 6 molecule of CO2. Clear? How many molecule of NADH₂? 10 molecule of NADH₂. How many molecule of FADH₂? 2 molecule. How many molecule of GTP? 2. Clear? How many molecule of ATP minus ATP, 4 minus 2. 4 minus 2, always remember, don't remember directly 2. 4 minus 2. Clear na? This is the ATP conversion. Now, if I write what is the source of this CO2, TCA cycle, just to recall, TCA cycle is the source. FADH₂ source, TCA cycle. In the TCA cycle, this one produce. GTP source, TCA cycle. This 4 minus 2 ATP source, glycolysis. Now, for this NADH₂, we have to be separate. For that, 8 NADH₂ came from, and 2 NADH₂ came from. Eight NADH₂ came from TCA. TCA cycle, and 2 NADH₂ came from glycolysis. Clear? This is the entire of the breakdown. Clear na? So 6 CO2 in TCA cycle, 10 NADH₂. Out of that, 8 from TCA, 2 from glycolysis, 2 FADH₂ from TCA, 2 GTP from TCA, 4 minus 2 is equal to glycolysis. This one came in NEET 2022. This one. See, on the day 1, whatever I have discussed, that respiration is basically 2 types.
Yes.
One is aerobic respiration. Aerobic respiration, another is anaerobic respiration. Na? Aerobic respiration, it's divided into glycolysis and TCA cycle. Anaerobic respiration, it's divided into glycolysis and fermentation. Clear or not? Glycolysis and fermentation. Clear? Done na? So this aerobic respiration already complete. Now anaerobic respiration. Anaerobic respiration, glycolysis already done in the last day.
Yes.
We know about the product. It's about the fermentation. Fermentation is actually within the anaerobic respiration. If oxygen is not present, no matter oxygen present or not, glycolysis will run. If oxygen is present, aerobic respiration, TCA cycle will run. If oxygen is absent, then fermentation will run. So no matter, glycolysis is a main pathway. In glycolysis, oxygen molecule not required. So glycolysis is a independent pathway where oxygen is not dependent. If oxygen present, then TCA cycle will run. If oxygen is absent, then fermentation will be happen. Clear or not? Now that example that I told you earlier, suppose if we run from here to City Tower, if we go nearby this Reliance, our muscles will be, leg muscles will be fatigue. If we take rest for 5 minutes, then again the oxygen will be delivered in the muscles, again our muscles will be active. Clear or not? So that entirely based on oxygen present in the muscle or not. If oxygen present, they can easily make the ATP and energy will be there. If they cannot make if the tissue is not delivered with the oxygen, the tissue oxygen is absent, then the fermentation will run. So same, pyruvic acid is the ultimate. So from pyruvic acid will participate. So remember that fermentation can be happen in the animal body, can be happen in the plant body, either in the animal body or in the plant body. It will form lactic acid. Lactic acid. Our muscle, any animal, whenever their muscles become fatty, that muscles produce the lactic acid. Lactic acid fermentation occur. But if it's happen within the plant body, then it will produce ethyl alcohol, C2H5OH. So ethyl alcohol carbon number is
2.
how much carbon?
2.
2 carbon. Pyruvic acid carbon number? 3 carbon number. Lactic acid carbon number? 3 carbon number. So if it happen, if the fermentation occur within the plant body, then obviously it will produce C2 carbon. So what will be happen of the extra carbon? Because pyruvic acid to C3, extra carbon will be liberated as carbon dioxide. Please remember that. If pyruvic acid converted into lactic acid, then one molecule of NADH₂ will be utilized. That will produce NAD plus. Same will be happen here. NAD plus get utilized. It will form, NADH₂ get utilized. NAD plus will produce. Clear? Understand that. This energy get utilized during the fermentation process. Either if it happen in the animal body or if it happen in the plant body. Clear or not?
Yes, sir.
If it happen within the animal body, then to lactic acid, pyruvic acid, lactic acid carbon number is same. If it happen within the plant body, then to ethyl alcohol will be produced, C2H5OH, carbon dioxide get liberated, but energy will be utilized. Clear? So do the heading. In an aerobic respiration, this is done, na? Now, if the situation is anaerobic respiration, complete anaerobic respiration, that is the situation. So in complete anaerobic respiration, what is the ultimate product? That means we are talking about glycolysis plus fermentation. Glycolysis plus fermentation. What is the scenario? So if glycolysis plus fermentation, what is the ultimate product we will get? If the scenario is within animal body, then what is the outcome? Outcome is 2 NADH₂ minus 2 NADH₂ plus 4 ATP minus 2 ATP. So what is the source here? This is glycolysis, where 2 NADH₂ produce. This is fermentation, where 2 NADH₂ is utilized. This entire step happen in glycolysis. So what is the ultimate product here? Ultimate product within the animal body, how much energy we will get? 2 ATP. The ultimate energy we get in animal fermentation, it's 2 ATP. Remember that. Only 2 ATP we get. But the same process, if it occur within plant body, only the changes is that same to same will be happen. 2 NADH₂ minus 2 NADH₂ plus 4 ATP minus 2 ATP plus 2 CO2. So what is the source? This is glycolysis. This is fermentation. This is entirely in glycolysis. This is in fermentation. So what is the ultimate product is producing here? 2 ATP plus 2 CO2. Clear? Only the difference in the animal and the plant body, that in the plant body extra 2 CO2 get produced. Clear or not?